overhead squat, you want to make the bar, hold on. Hello and welcome back, lifters. So it's been a minute. It's good to see you guys. Clearly the scenery has changed from the last video. It's now spring and I'm in my newly redone balcony and it's actually nice out. So hi spring in Arkansas. Yeah, so from the title of the video, you can see that we are working on our snatch today, teaching you how to snatch. So, I do want to give a little preface by saying, and you will hear me talk about this in the video, but you will not get this in one day. These steps will take weeks, months. It won't happen overnight. But what's great about them is that you can always go back. Like if you're struggling, like say you mastered stuff, you got it, like, and you move on to the next one and you're struggling, just go back and then try again. You can do this over and over and over. You never really stop doing these, honestly, but they're so movable, I guess you could say. Now these are not my steps. I did not come up with this. I learned this when I got my USAW certification, so this is not mine. Just want to start by saying that this is not mine. This is USAW, USA Weightlifting. So really be patient with all of these. I hope you guys enjoy the process because Olympic weightlifting is so fun and so amazing and so technical, and honestly that's why we love it, right? It's so fun. And yeah, please enjoy. Hello and welcome back, lifters. So today we are learning how to properly do a snatch. So there are 5 phases in learning how to properly do a snatch, and we're gonna go over a few of them. Make sure you guys follow along and take notes if you have to. So phase 1 is all about learning where to begin, what the right position is for your start position, and just like making sure that your hands, feet, knees, everything are all in the right position. So first thing about snatch is that it has a different hand position than clean or jerk, so we're going to learn that really quick. So starting out with your hands right outside your legs, you are going to slide your hands until they hit your hip crease. So that is where your hands should be in a snatch. So now we're going to learn our foot position. So your feet should be or slightly outside of your shoulders depending on how comfortable you feel, and you're going to turn your toes out at about a 45-degree angle, and this is going to be the most stable position for your feet. Biggest thing in lifting all the time is where your weight is set, so we want to make sure that we have our weight on our big toe, our pinky, and our heel, and that should be evenly distributed. So now we're going to learn our power position. Power position is very important. It's your neutral position in clean and snatch. So it's really important to learn. So we're going to go over that really quick. So you know where your hands should be. So this is where the bar is and where your feet should be. So what we're going to do first is we're going to have a slight bend in the knee, roll the shoulders back, and tuck the hips out just slightly. So this is your power position. This is where you're going to extend the hips from when you're pulling. So now that we learned the basic positions, first thing, we have to make sure that you are physically capable to do a snatch. So first kind of test to do that, or really only test, is an overhead squat. So you want to have your in that snatch grip position. Have the toes slightly turned out just like you would, and you're going to squat. So you're going to want to go as far down as you possibly can while maintaining control. So keeping the core nice and engaged, keeping the lats engaged to have control over the bar. This way we can see as coaches and as personal trainers how you, and if you are able to maintain the bar over your head. So now that we learned power position and where our hands should go, we are going to learn your starting position. So first thing is that your toes should be, the bar, should be right where your toes meet your feet. And remember, toes pointed out and that grip. So most bars are going to have rings, and that's a really good indicator of where you should put your hands, depending on how your arms are. So starting position is very important. It's going to determine a lot of things about your lift. If you don't have a good starting position, it's going to be a crappy lift. It's just how it is. So we want your feet to be 45-degree angle out, hands position in the right spot. So what you're going to want is the hips down, so you're at a 90-degree angle. So you don't want your shoulders behind the bar or too far over the bar, but you should have your shoulders kind of directly over the bar. The way to adjust that is to bring your hips up or down depending on where you're at, and you want your shoulders rotated back so your lats are engaged, head forward. So now that you have mastered your starting position, we are going to learn the lift off. So once you're in the right position, you're going to lift your hips basically, and you're going to push through the ground. So your legs are kind of like a loaded spring, and you're going to push as if you were doing a leg press, which obviously is going to bring your body up. The biggest thing is the bar should not come over your knees, so you want to keep the knees pushed out as you are standing up. So here's what it should look like. Push into that power position. So what I don't want to see is that going over the shins. So you want to continuously push those knees out and bring the chest up. Congratulations, you have mastered phase 1. So now we're moving on to phase 2, which you are doing everything from the lift off, to bring it into the rest of the body, learning how to elevate so you can eventually learn how to rotate over with the wrists. So first thing we're going to learn is snatch pull from a power position. So remember that power position, hips back, shoulders back, and we are going to do snatch pull. So same power position, you are going to dip, and you're going to come up onto your bend the hips and shrug. So remember what I said about the legs being a loaded spring? That is definitely going to apply to this as well. We'll talk about that in a second, but right now I want us to focus on the shoulders. So gonna dip, keep everything held back. As the bar comes to the hips, going to extend. So the shrug is actually moving the bar so you're not like muscling it. So the shrug is very important. So using the legs like a loaded spring, you're actually come up onto your toes. So power position, dip, pull. So if you see my toes, I should say my heels come off the ground, dip, pull. So now we're going to learn a snatch high pull, which is basically the same thing. So you want to keep the shrug going onto the toes, everything keeping vertical, and we're actually just gonna bend our elbows. Power position, dip, shrug, and then we're gonna pull the bar up to our chest. You wanna bring it to about here, don't wanna see it here or here, it should be mid-chest height. So, dip, shrug, and pull. Dip, shrug, pull. So, that is where how we're gonna get the bar overhead is with that pull. So kind of see it from this angle. We're going to dip, pull, dip, pull. So we learned snatch, pull. Now we're gonna kind of put it all together and get it overhead. So from power position, we're going to do a power snatch. So power snatch just means, so it's head, but we're only going to end with the slight bend in our knees, so we're not dropping all the way down to the floor. So let's practice, let's try that. So still same from power position, dip, come overhead. So that was a little fast, but slowing it down to dip, come to the hips, extend, extend, shrug, pull, and drop under. So, in a full-on snatch, we will move our feet. Well, we still want to do that in a power snatch. Slow down, it's not gonna happen. But when you're using your legs like the loaded spring, when you're extending up, you need to replant your feet in order to get a wider base to be more stable in the snatch. So this is a really good time to practice that, but this will take a little bit of getting used to after the snatch high pull. So don't be afraid to go back, try these other steps again until you're comfortable. You are not going to get snatch in one day. This is just the steps to learning a snatch properly. So let's try it one more time. Dip. Yep. Congratulations, you have made it to step 3. So step 3 is the same thing. We're still working on that power snatch. We're just moving it down the body. So we've done it from the hip. We've done it from that power position. Now we are going to move it down to above the knee. So let's see. Let's try that for a second, see how it looks. So still in that power position. We're going to come down to above the knee. So biggest thing here is how to transition from the knee to the power snatch. So we're gonna go knee up to power, then remember that extension. That's gonna be the trickiest thing. Be patient. So what we've done from above the knee, we're gonna go below the knee. Again, please be patient with yourself. So, done above the knee, now we're gonna go below the knee. Biggest thing is you don't want the bar to come over the knee like this. So you actually want to stand up slightly to get the knees out of, still with your chest standing tall. We don't wanna see this. Keep it tall. So from the knee, extend, into that power snatch. So. Congratulations, you finally made it to the floor. So, keeping in mind what we did back in stage 1 with the lift off, we're gonna do that lift off up to the power position, turn over into that power snatch. So, I know I'm going fast, but like I said, this is gonna take time. You're not gonna get it in one day. These are just the proper steps. So, from the floor, you are going to pull into that power snatch. I know you couldn't see the whole thing, but I don't have a full setup, so yeah. We're gonna do it from the floor one more time. Slow it down. So it's that same lift off. Big chest, shoulders over the bar. Stand up to that power position, and then into that pull. you've made it to floor. Congratulations, you're almost there. So once you've learned from the floor into that power snatch, we are just going to add an overhead squat in order to get that kind of muscle-mind connection into getting used to you dropping to the floor, basically. But like I said, not gonna get this overnight. This is gonna take a lot of mobility, core training, and stabilization with everything. So just as a little demo, I'm just gonna go from power position. You guys are gonna go from the floor because I just feel like going from power position. So we're just gonna do that. So you're gonna go snatch, power snatch. You can stand up for the first few times, but perfect thing to do would be from where you landed into that overhead squat. So one more time, I'm gonna go snatch, overhead squat, snatch, overhead squat. So phase 5, you guys finally did it. You can put everything together, starting from the floor, lift off to power position, shrug, pull, overhead, drop to the floor, full snatch. So remember to keep everything stabilized, keep the breath going. You guys got this. Full snatch, full bend. Congratulations, you guys can do a snatch. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know, or ask your trainer, coach, whoever's available to you. Please ask these questions. And like I said, I can't practice this enough. Be patient. You guys got this. You're gonna do amazing. Don't forget to do whatever you want. Bye.